there ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I'll be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Shooting stars.
Didn't even get to cross.
I'm moving too far. Get to glass. Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I'd be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get to glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't. Shining like it's neon. Rock like kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting shots. Shooting stars.
Didn't even get to cross.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.
Hello. Apologies to every single one of you. I set the video for 9:30 p.m. last night. That was a mistake. It was maybe 9:30 a.m. and I had people messaging me. There was people putting comments on our social media saying, "Where's Stel? Stel's not turned up. Where is he?" Yeah, I put the wrong time into the settings for the show today. It was meant to be right now, not 9:30 last night. So sorry to each and every one of you for that. I didn't mean to do that. It was an error. These things happen. So as you can see, there was lots of messages last night from Bring It Big Boy Luke. These are all messages from last night when I set up the show. Joe, Lee, many others last night. Look at this one. Stel is sleeping. No, I wasn't sleeping. I just didn't realize I set the time for last night. But anyway, look, it's all good now. It's all good. Good night, Stel. Good morning, Stel. Yeah. Good morning to you as well. Let's say a quick hello to everyone. Kuva's in the building as well. Big up, Stel. Loved what I was watching last night. All going well until we ran out of steam. Yeah, we did play well. Spurs played well, has to be said. I'm going to cover it as well. Got lots to show you this morning. So we're going to have a good analysis show. Good morning, Bordeaux Spurs. Loving being a Spurs fan again. Big up to you. Sour, please. Big up to Lee. Billy Andrews. Morning, still really enjoyed the football last night, but Reggie and Dyer are just not good enough. Porro is not a right back. I see him as a right winger. I agree. We're going to get into it. Big up Zappa. We've got Benjamin in the house. We've got William. What are you saying, William? We've got the Pro Brush. Excellent name. Eamon in the house. Blissy. Big up to you. I hope you're doing well. I've got Simon D in the house. Morning, lads. Looked good yesterday. Still a learning curve. Absolutely. I think every game we play at the moment is going to be a learning curve. Even the next year or two is probably going to be a learning curve. These things take time. We still need to get players in to really bring the best out of the system that Ange wants to teach us as a club. So, look, nothing is going to get fixed overnight, but we are progressing at a much faster rate than what I think most of us thought. Big up Abhishek Roberts. How you doing? As always, big up the green tea and Jasmine. Massive. Great start to your day. Alrighty, so let's get into it. Let's look at yesterday's game. Let's try and understand a bit more. I'm going to begin by very, very quickly looking at the team lineup, which we all know already, but it's good just to quickly recap. We had Vicario in goal, the two wing-backs of Porro and Reggie, Dyer and Sanchez, the two centre-backs. In midfield, a three of Skip, Basuma, Lo Celso, and a front three of Solomon, Richarlison and Perisic. Now, when we all saw this, what we thought was, oh my God, Dyer and Sanchez at centre-back, we're going to get battered. We all thought it. We looked at Skip, Basuma and Lo Celso, and we thought, is that midfield three good enough without Maddison? No real number 6 there. And then a front three of Solomon, Richarlison and Perisic. Some of us criticise Richarlison. I'm one of them. Perisic, has he got the legs for it? And Solomon, he's looked quite good pre-season, but no Kane, no Kulu, no Son, no Kulu and no Son in the squad. Sorry, Son was in the squad. No Kulu and Kane in the squad. And also no Pape Sarr in that midfield. So you're thinking, oh my Lord, God help us. But what did we see? A shaky first 5-10 minutes from Spurs. But then once we got into the game, Tottenham looked good. We had Barcelona pinned back. And let's have it right. This was Barcelona's A team versus a makeshift, Spurs B team. And we had them pinned in at times. The way we moved the ball was beautiful. Cut through the lines, creating chances. We gave Barcelona's A team a really good game. And to be fair, if we went into halftime leading or drawing, it would have been fair. And that's exactly what happened. Second half, I thought we played just as well. We made a few substitutions. Barcelona made a few more subs. They got stronger as the game went on. I thought the last kind of 15-10 minutes, we ran out of steam. Reggie, his legs went completely. Reguilon just literally gifting them an opportunity down the flanks. But his legs went. So I think if we had a bit more fitness, if we played our strongest team, I reckon we could have beaten Barcelona at their ground. Pre-season friendly doesn't mean too much, but Spurs gave a good account of themselves by all means. Nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever in losing. We did a really, really good job, but there are glaring problems still in the squad. There's no doubt, and they will come to bite us if we don't fix it. So I want to get into it, and I want to break down each and every goal yesterday. Just a quick look at the stats. Fouls pretty much the same, offsides pretty much the same, corner kicks pretty much equal, saves equal. Possession, Barcelona had a bit more possession than us. Both teams had 14 shots on goal. They had 8 actually on target. We only had 6, so down on our usual numbers of kind of 25, 30, but we're playing a really good team this time, so that was expected. But overall, against Barcelona, in Barcelona, good stats from Spurs. Can't really complain too much. Loads of people have joined us in the chat. Big up to all of you. I hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. Some standout performances for me. Man of the match, this man here, Basuma. Absolutely colossal performance last night. This is the Basuma we thought we bought last season. He sat in that number 6 role, and we were saying before the game, have we got an out-and-out number 6? Basuma yesterday, Honestly, his tackling, his ball possession, his control, he glides on the ball. He beats a man. Listen, I'm not going to say it because if he's not that player, but there were shades of Moussa Dembele, and there were shades of a box-to-box midfielder as well from a very, very deep position, really deep. Yeah, Basuma was impressive last night. Really, really, really good performance from Basuma. Once again, another good performance from this man, Giovanni Lo Celso. I'm so happy that he had a good game because this was a big test for Lo Celso. Can you do it against the good teams? You did it against West Ham. You did it against young boys. You've been doing it against the so-called average teams. But can you do it against Barcelona? And I thought Gio Lo Celso last night had a good game again. I've said it 100 times. He's a good player. I said it when everyone else didn't want to give him a chance. He's a good player. He just needs to play in that role behind the striker, and he needs to play in a possession-based football team. That's the player we signed when he was at Betis. He's come to Spurs, and we changed the complete way we played for 4 years, and we wonder why it doesn't work for him. He's not versatile like Kane. Lo Celso is not versatile. He can't play in any system in any style of football. You've got to give him what he needs. He's one of those players. And right now, I think he's bought into Postecoglou. I think he understands it as well, which is encouraging. So for me, my man of the match would have been Basuma. This man, I'm going to give plenty of praise to. There's one other player I'm going to give praise to. Another player I've said, give him a chance. Give him 3 years under one manager playing a decent bit of football, and we're going to see a player. I'm not going to hype him up because I don't think he's great, but he's a good player. I've always said this, and I stick by it, and it's this man here, the goal scorer, Oliver Skip. He scored 2 goals yesterday. The first goal, he took it really well. He opened up the side of his foot just to dink it over the goalie. That's exactly what you should have done. A lot of players would have just blasted it or just snatched at it. He placed it calm, composed. And the second goal, bravery. He got himself into the box. He threw himself in between a defender, won the ball, and smashed it into the back of the net with a very strong header. So, listen, props to Oliver Skip. He played well yesterday, and we need to give players their dues when they play well, and he did. Hate on him, dislike him, I don't care. He's a decent player. I don't think he's wow, but he's good. We need to give him a bit more praise. Right. Now we need to talk about some players that I'm concerned about. So the first one is this man here. I know he's young. We've got to give him time. Let's see how we go. But honestly, he doesn't come off his line enough, and I think he costs us some goals as well. I don't know why he's so static. The one time he came off his line, he ran out to the edge of the box and he headed it straight back into danger. And then they tried to lob us, but luckily he got a hand to it, the goalkeeper, and protected the goal. But I don't know about Vicario, people. I'm going to say it. It's still early doors, right? Still early doors, so I'm not going to just completely dig the guy out. But if he can't come off his line, and we're going to play this high-line football where teams are going to get behind us and attack us, the way we play, the way our defense is set up when we attack, we need a goalie that can come off his line. And he doesn't do it. This is a problem. This is a problem. This player now, please just get him out of the club. Please, 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 please get Eric Dyer out of the club. He's just a woeful football player. He's been here for 10 years. You know, he doesn't give any protection to Vicario. I'm going to defend Vicario a bit now. Look at the protection we're giving Vicario. Eric Dyer, he can't read the game. He's too slow. He's got the turning circle of the Titanic. He's just a bad football player. He kills the system. Just enough said. Eric Diabolical. Just not good enough. He's not. It's that simple. He's not good enough. Pedro Porro. Good going forward. Bags of energy. Got pace. Can score a goal. Can put a good cross in. He can't defend. I've said it 1,000 times. Our wing backs, our fullbacks, they can't defend. They cannot defend. Basics. Can you tackle? Can you block? Can you win an aerial battle? Can you deny? Can you dictate? you remember I did a show the other day on defensive principles? Press, emergency defending, goal protection, delay, deny, dictate. He can press. Emergency defending, I don't know. But this is the most important bit. Delay, deny, and dictate. This bit right here. He can't do it. He literally cannot deliver the basic principles of defending. So it's a worry. Same for this guy, Reggie. Good going forward. He set up the equalizer. Going forward, Reggie can cross a ball. He's a good player going forward. But defending, again, he can't defend. The principles of defending, I don't understand. We don't have one fullback at the club, wingback, that can defend. Sessegnon can't defend. Reggie can't defend. Porro can't defend. Chicken Royale, okay, maybe he can defend, but then he can't attack, which kills a Postecoglou's system. Perisic can't defend. He has to play up high. He can't defend. I don't understand how we're in this situation. Jed Spence came on yesterday. He showed us that he can't defend. The reality is we need new fullbacks. That's the reality of it in terms of defensive attributes. Going forward, we've got some good fullbacks, but defensively, I don't know. And finally, the last player, Richarlison. What did he do yesterday? What did he do? Against West Ham, Premier League opposition, he just missed chance after chance after chance. Against Young Boys, yeah, he got a hat-trick. Richarlison, brilliant. Against a mediocre pub side, he's really, really good. Yesterday, he played against a good team. Nothing. Absolutely nothing from Richarlison. How can we continue to defend this? There comes a point where you have to say, we can't keep defending it. He doesn't step up when it matters in these games. In games where we're being challenged. I just don't think he's good enough. I really don't believe he should be at Tottenham Hotspur. So look, just to recap, for me, fantastic performance from Bissouma. Absolutely superb. Lo Celso, another good performance. Good game from Oliver Skip. Vicario doesn't come off his line. Dyer can't defend. Porro can't defend, but is good going forward. Reggie, not bad going forward, but can't defend. Richarlison, I don't know what he offers us, people. Other than work rate, I don't know what he offers us. So, look, you might disagree, you might agree, but that's how I saw it yesterday. Some 3 standout performers and 5 players that really concerned me. I'll just take some comments and then I'm going to really break down into the game itself. Richarlie Donkey. It's true. Fullbacks are a huge issue, but because of other areas in the team, people aren't as focused on it. Yeah, it's being ignored. It's being ignored because we've got a centre-back issue. It's not Dyer's fault, though. A lot of these stadiums hang glitter balls from the overheads, and he's missing. What's that? Yeah, that's about right. We played some lovely stuff at time. Football was very good yesterday. Yeah, Barcelona did take it a lot more serious than us, but it is what it is. Big up Sava. I agree. Need new fullbacks and a new centre half. We just need players that can defend, actually win a ball, win a tackle, block, position themselves correctly, show people away from goal, slow down the attack. Just basic principles. They haven't got it, and I don't know. I don't know. How do we scout defenders that can't defend? It's amazing, isn't it? It took us 2 years to change from fullbacks to wingbacks, and now we're stuck with wingbacks. I know. But the thing is, wingbacks are good for a Postecoglou system. But we need wingbacks that can also defend. Can't defend or attack. I disagree. I think Porro and Reggie can attack. I disagree with that bit. Unless you're talking about Dyer. These graphics are cooking like handball. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get into the... Okay, I'll take a few more comments and then I'll get into the images I want to show you. I think as fans, the majority agree that we needed to ease off negativity as this new system. I don't think it matters what system you play. Eric Dyer will always be a poor player. Richarlison's not going to be the striker we need him to be. And we're not going to turn these wing backs into defenders, no matter what system you play. So the negativity isn't about players not being good, and they can be good. They're always going to be bad. These players will not become good. They've had 10 years. And don't forget, some of these players were here when Poch was here, and Poch played good football. Yes, Steve, big up to you, my man. I think we could get away with the non-defending fullbacks if we had world-class centre-backs and a powerful, clever DM to show them. Well, I thought Basuma was fantastic yesterday in the number 6. I really thought Basuma put in a shift and a half. And dare I say it, Davinson Donkey Sanchez actually had an all right second half. He actually played okay. But I'm not going to get carried away because at any moment he could do something disastrous. I would be tempted to bring in a new centre-back to play Romero and play VDV at left-back as he has played there. He can defend. I would agree, but it would be such a waste of a left-sided centre-back if we did that. That's the only thing. I'm not against it, though. I'm not against doing that. I heard Lamine Yamal was really good. Barcelona have got some fantastic youngsters, Steve. The Barcelona wide players yesterday were top draw. Morningstar, I think Son is better off starting centrally instead of Richarlison if Kane is sold. Don't think he fits the winger role under and that's not a bad shout, actually. It's not a bad shout at all. Still, I don't understand Dyer. His worst season was last season. Says he wants to fight for his place and then makes no effort when given. He's just not a good football player. Anyway, listen, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Sub to this channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow Tottenham Way. Big up Phil P. Woo! Okay. So I'm going to go through each goal. I also want to look at some attacking shape and just a few things I spotted yesterday with the old coach's hat on. Right. Some glaring obvious ones and some not so obvious ones for you to sink your teeth into. So this was the first goal yesterday. Now, there's two problems I've got with this. First of all, if you look at the back line of, I think it's Dyer, Porro in the middle, you've got the defensive two are together. The distance between Dyer and Sanchez is too big. You shouldn't have that much distance between your centre-backs because that allows the space to be exploited, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. So Sanchez is playing too high up and too far away from Dyer. That should not be happening. Secondly, Reggie, he doesn't even see number 22 behind him. And look at Reguilon. He's staring straight at the ball. And this is what I mean about defending. I don't think Reggie can defend. I really don't. So you've now got a situation where a Barca player, all he's got to do is feed a ball between Sanchez and Reggie. Reggie hasn't got a clue where he is because he's mesmerized by the football. And because Sanchez is so far away from Eric Dyer, you're now going to have that space in between Dyer and Sanchez that's going to be exploited. And that's exactly what happened. Reggie at the bottom of the screen, completely out of the game because he doesn't know. He was mesmerized by the ball. Sanchez is now caught in a foot race. Look at the gap between Dyer and Sanchez. That should not be happening. And when you do have gaps like that, a good team will pick a through ball and you're in trouble. In fairness to Porro, he has made a good recovery run. Porro's showing that he's got pace, but look how slow Dyer is. Look, from the starting position, so look at the starting position of Sanchez, Dyer, and Porro. So Dyer's the furthest back. Porro's almost level with Dyer, and Sanchez is slightly, well, he's quite a bit higher up the pitch. As soon as it turns into a foot race, Sanchez shows that he's got pace. Porro's got pace. Dyer completely out of the game. You cannot have a player like Dyer in a Postecoglou team. He does not have the pace, and this is going to happen to us time and time and time again. So for me, this failure, it's on Sanchez and Reggie. I don't really blame Dyer because he's just not a good football player. He shouldn't be on the pitch. But yeah, Dyer's pace also cost us, and the shape's completely gone at the back, and Barcelona exploited it. But Porro loses his man at the back post. We've seen Porro do this, 2 or 3 times pre-season. Another wing back that just can't defend. He doesn't know what's going on around him. He's got no geographical awareness. Doesn't know where he's on the pitch or where the players around him are on the pitch. That's what geographical awareness is. And there you go. 1-0. And this is going to happen to us time and time again until we get fullbacks that can defend and centre backs that can defend with pace. I think Mickey will improve this. Mickey van der Ven will improve this, but it's not going to be enough. But an improvement is better as a starting point. The other issue I've got with this goal is that Vicario, look, Lewandowski's world class. You give him a chance, he knows exactly where he wants to put the ball and technically how to strike it. But Vicario has got to do better from this angle. Vicario's actually got good shape here. I think he's got to be doing better. So I don't understand it, but I just kind of feel we really should have paid more and got Raya. I really think Raya would have been the better option. And the fact Arsenal are going to get him now, and I'm going to get onto that later, is a real kick in the teeth for us. Because I think Arsenal paying something like 25, 30 million. Really? We couldn't do that? Spurs haven't got the money for that? Anyway, the second goal to make it 1-1. Let's get into that because I'm gonna praise Reggie now. So sorry, beg your pardon. Now, Reggie gets the ball out wide, and this is where Reguilón is good. Say what we want about him as a defender, but as a fullback that can create chances, he is a good player. And I'm torn whether we should keep him or not because going forward, like Porro, he's good, but defensively he's bad. So Reggie gets the ball out wide. He's got two options. One, drill it on the ground across the 6-yard box. And then you've got Richarlison who's running in and hopefully side foots it into the back of the net. That's option one. Option two, Reguilón squares it between 3 Barcelona players. Option two is actually the harder option because it involves more technical ability. Then you've got Lo Celso coming in on the edge of the box. And he actually went for option two, which was the harder option. And boom, there goes the pass. In between the Barcelona defenders, splits 3 players to pieces. And then Reggie, circled edge of the box, comes in, hits the post. And then just look at the position of Skip, guys. You see Oliver Skip? He can see the space in front of him. And this is where Skip was intelligent. He crept in at the back post and exploited the space. So in this image here, if we're going to praise Lewandowski for pulling away on the back post, and by the way, Lewandowski is a world-class player. If we're going to praise him for getting into the back post area and exploiting the space and the ball eventually found him, then we do need to also praise Reggie for doing the same thing where he's also exploited the space at the back post, and that's how he scored his goal. So if we're going to say, well done, Lewandowski, great positional awareness, we need to say the same for Oliver Skip because he did pretty much the same thing. Great ball from Reggie. Lo Celso also did well to find the target and unlucky by hitting the post, but Skip, recognising that an opportunity could arise, exploiting the space in front of him, attacking the back post, and there you go. 1-1. Really good goal from Spurs. I want to look at the next goal, which was 2-2. And then I'll get into a few more comments and then I'll carry on going, all right? So, this was Barcelona's second goal where they've broken down the wing. And again, this is going to happen to us time and time again. So if you go back to the first goal, you can see how the back line has been caught out of shape, hasn't got the pace, and a team with pace will attack in behind. And they've done it again here, basically. They're getting in behind and our defence is chasing shadows. At this point, I'm not too concerned about the centre-backs because they're close to each other, which is what you want to see. And the striker is not ahead of them. They're in line. So this isn't too dangerous at this moment. However, the Barcelona player on the ball, on the wing, he's either going to drive into the space where the arrow leads or he's going to put a ball into the box there. My problem with this, okay, This is the issue I've got. Look at Vicario. Why is he backtracking? He's got to make a decision, either go to the ball or turn and face. But his body shape is incorrect. He's got his back to the ball and he's running back to goal. And if we look at it from a different angle, he's not even looking at the ball. Look at the defensive line. Our defensive line is good here compared to this one here where we're disjointed. At least here, the defensive line is good. That's a far better defensive line, so that shouldn't really concern us too much. All Barcelona have done is beaten the offside trap. That's going to happen to us. When you play a high line, we're going to beat the offside trap. But what you don't want to do is have our defense caught like this. This isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. But the goalkeeper staring at our goal when they're breaking down the wing, like turn and face, body shape. Make a decision. Turn and face or turn and make yourself big, spread your body and try and intercept the ball before it comes in. But instead, Vicario, he basically runs to his goal line. And then when we're in this situation, now he's too far back and all it needs is a square pass across the goal and 2-2. So it's something that we need to really sort out with the goalkeeper. The situation of him not coming off his line or retreating back to his line is problematic to the team. At this stage as well, Dyer and Porro, they've allowed the defender to get in between them. Dyer, poor defending from Eric Dyer. And once again, you can see where the ball out wide is going to be crossed into the box. The striker has split in between the two centre-backs, which is a shame because at this stage here and here, we're in good shape with the centre-backs. But however, by the time we get to this stage, the centre-backs have lost their man. Poor defending. We've seen this last year. We're seeing it this year in pre-season. But again, the goalkeeper, anticipate the danger. You know where the ball's going to go. Come off your line. Intercept the ball. But Vicario doesn't. He stays stationary. And it costs us. So this is my concern. It's why I said at the start of the show, Eric Dyer, he can't defend. It's as simple as that. He's not good enough. Porro, he can't defend. But at least he's good going forward. Vicario, he doesn't come off his line. He doesn't come off his line. And because of it, it costs us. And I'm showing you examples here where Vicario's got a decision to make. Either go out, make yourself big. Instead, he turns away and he goes back to goal. And then he stands close to the line. And even when the cross comes in, rather than coming out to intercept it or still trying to push a bit more forward and make the angle difficult, he just stands there. It's not good enough. From a goalkeeping perspective, it's hindering us. And look, he is young. He can learn. I don't think he gets enough defensive protection. He's been put into situations that really he shouldn't be putting into. But hey, welcome to the world of a goalkeeper. Deal with what happens in the game, right? Your defense aren't always going to be good for you. You've got to be a goalkeeper and protect the goal and stop balls going into the back of the net. And one of his weaknesses that I'm beginning to identify is he doesn't come off his line at the right moments. And that's football intelligence. I'll just take a couple of comments and then we'll crack on. Big up STEL, big up Daza. Ange ball, high risk line. What could happen? It's going to keep happening, I think. Still, I think I might actually do the Ric Flair at the lane this season. Ange has done so much in support of a short period of time. Kudos to him. Yeah, listen, the football we're playing is super, it's very, very good. And you're right. In a short space of time, I don't think any of us thought it would be as tasty as what we're seeing. To go away to Barcelona and give their A team a game of football. I mean, who would have thought that? That player's goddamn Oriol Romero. It's not like Kevin De Bruyne type of ball was needed. I'm least worried about the wing backs. Get two quality centre backs and Basuma helping them out, and it will buy the wing backs time to get back if they're quick. Yeah, we play high risk reward football. Yeah, look, the centre backs are the priority. I do agree. Time and patience is required. I think we just need good players to come into the club, Colin. That's all it is. We just need to sign good players and stop mucking around and get rid of the dross. Like, don't allow Dyer to play football. Don't allow these players to be on the pitch. Take Sanchez, for example, excels in attacking system that was originally purchased to play in. I don't know if Sanchez excels. He cost us for the first goal. Don't forget. We can't ignore that. He had a good second half, though. What I liked best from yesterday was that when they went 1-0 down, they showed some fight. Yeah, we did. We kept on pressing, and we didn't change the way we play. We didn't panic and say, right, drop deep, protect the goal. We kept going at them. You're right. Good point. Very good point. Sanchez pretty quick, bailed us out a few times. Yeah, he did in the second half for sure, put in some really good tackles. VDV apparently known for being fast. Go and watch my player analysis on VDV. He'll help us on the ground, but in the air, he's not going to help us. So I'm a little bit divided on him, but he's very, very young. He can be coached a lot, which is very promising. The Kane agenda. I think teams know we can't defend crosses. Yep. And good managers will target that. Arsenal got rare for 25 million plus add-ons. But yeah, listen, that's a steal. Rams, I'm not even going to try and sugarcoat this. That's a fantastic signing for Arsenal. I'm gutted we never got him. I really am. But you bid 25. We bid, I don't even know what we bid. I don't think we even bid half that. Lewandowski missed a sitter. Yeah, but Barcelona missed some chances. But I think we missed some chances as well. None of these players are bad players. It's down to Ange to either coach. I disagree. Players have the limit as to how far you can coach them. Beyond that, they're no longer coachable. Eric Dyer is of that ilk. You cannot coach Eric Dyer anymore. I'm a UEFA B coach, Colin. Hear me out on this. There are limitations to players' skill set and to players' ability to absorb information. And the older you get, the harder it is to absorb information. Dyer's issue is pace. You can't teach a player pace. And as you get older, you lose pace. So he's going to get slower. His reading of the game is poor. So I disagree. Some players, yes. But Dyer, Ben Davies, they're at their limits. They're not going to progress any further. It is what it is. We just need to wake up to the reality that they can't improve. So regarding Dyer, I agree this system of play will not suit him. So he's got to go, right? We've got to get rid of him. If we're serious, we've got to get rid of Dyer. Buy Tapsoba. By the end of the window, get Tapsoba. Romero, Mickey van der Ven, Tapsoba. The whole team changes. The whole dynamic of this team will change. Believe you me, if we get one more good centre-back, not Clement Longap, not Ashley Phillips, who's 18, go and get Tapsoba, and then we mean business. That's all we've got to do. And I think every Spurs fan knows it, right? I think every Spurs fan knows this. Vicario needs time. Listen, we will see. We have to let go of Ray because he's gone to Arsenal. We ain't got a choice, have we? He's gone. It's an uncontested shot from close range. I would not expect Ray to save that shot. Go look at Ray's statistics. He saves those. Go and have a look. I blame Dyer. I blame Dyer for a lot as well. I agree with you there, Butterpants. Slow in the head, slow in the head, slow in the feet. Oh my God, he is slow there, isn't he? I still wanted a good backup to Saka because his legs could be finished. Richie's offside. Is that for the first goal? Let's have a quick look. Richie is offside. I don't think he is. If that's the goal you're talking about, I'm not too sure he is. Everyone thought it would take time to learn Andrew's system. We forget that this is an elite level team, supposedly, that will learn quickly, adapt faster than other teams he's managed. I think we've learned a lot pretty quickly. Next slide. Okay, let's have a look. This one. Ooh. So at the point Reggie crosses the ball, so at the point he crosses it, he's not offside. He's offside after he plays it. And if he is, I think he's only just. In fact, that looks like he's onside. I see your point. Raya is orders of magnitude better than Vicario. 100% he is. And he's Premier League proven. But at least Dyer has been in the B team, hopefully only kept as a backup. Oh, could you imagine he comes on? If Mickey van der Ven, this is my concern. If Mickey van der Ven or if Hugo Lloris, if Mickey van der Ven or Romero get injured, you know Dyer's going to come in. And this is the issue now. If one of them get injured, and Romero's got a knack of getting injured, especially before international duty, then we're going to be playing Eric Dyer. And this is where I yeah, I did say you wanted Dyer to go as well. I did say that. Puzzling to know what really happened with Sanchez. Outstanding at Ajax and in his first season with us, then fell off a cliff. Listen, let's see if anything changes this season, Kuba. Let's see. I personally, I'd sell him, but it looks like he's not going anywhere. I was told that it was madness to pay over 30 million for Real. Hey, not on this channel. We said pay the money. We said pay the 40 million. In fact, on social media, I argued, just pay the price. If you want the goalie, pay the price. I don't care if there's 1 year left on the contract. In fact, I argued, how can you say we shouldn't pay 40 million for Real with 1 year on his contract, but Harry Kane has got 1 year on his contract. We should demand 100 million, but there's only 1 year left on the contract. I actually argued this. I'm on your side with this one. I agree with you. The truth. Stanley says, give praise where it's due. Sanchez had a second half. He had a good game. Could it be he just needed a good coach around him? Well, Pochettino was a good coach playing similar football. So this is the thing with Sanchez, okay? He has a really good game and he might have another good game and then he just does something really dumb and then everyone says, right, get him out of the team. So let's see in 5 games' time, assuming Sanchez plays the next 5. Let's see then. If he's playing well, then maybe you've got a good point. But I think it's one of those things we're just going to have to wait and see. Big up football. Hope you're well. Benjamin says, my concern is how we capitulate in the last 10 minutes. I think it's just stamina. We haven't had enough minutes pre-season. I think it was a fitness thing, Benjamin. This reeks of last season. Look, I think there's one goal where, you know, when Reggie just dropped to his knees and he was holding his knees like his legs had gone. That's fitness. That attack doesn't happen if Reggie doesn't give up. Reggie gave up because fitness just got the better of him. So I do think we haven't had enough preseason games. I do think we haven't had enough competitive games like Barcelona. Playing young boy sailors and all these teams, it's not going to give us the level of intensity required in preparation for a proper Premier League season. Barcelona last night was good intensity levels. It was a genuine challenge. They're the kind of preseason games we need more of. So I think it's just a bit of fitness. But yes, you're right where you say, or should I say, I agree with you where you say, has to be the deadwood holding on to the old culture. There is an element of that I agree with, no doubt. I think the keeper needs time to bed in. Look, we're going to give every player time, right? Every player's going to get time. I'm just raising some concerns that I'm spotting. That's all I'm doing. In the last picture as a goalie, you have to fancy your 2 defenders against 1 striker in the middle there. You cannot gamble on the chance that he crosses the ball. Okay. Yes, you need to defend. You need to depend on your defenders to do their job. Absolutely, you're right. But also, you need to be able to adapt to a situation when you can see the striker is now ahead of the 2. If you look, here, you can see that the striker is ahead of the defenders. Okay. You can clearly see that the striker has got ahead of Dyer and Porro. You need to then adapt to that situation. And he doesn't. The goalkeeper can see that the striker is ahead. You've got to adapt. And this is the point I'm trying to make. You're right. The defenders should be doing a better job and they should be giving a better line of defense to the goalie. I fully agree with you. But at the same time, when the scenario changes, you need to adapt. For example, if you're a striker and you've got the ball in your right foot and you want to take a right-footed shot, but you can see the defender coming across, well, you need to be able to then put it onto your left quickly and take a left-footed shot. So good players need to adapt in the moment. because you can't just depend on variables to drop for you. So I understand what you're saying, but if you're a good player, you've got to adapt. And he didn't adapt. And I've seen him do it a few times. As we go on, I'm going to show you more scenarios. Still, can you go back to the still shot? Wasn't the boss player that tapped it in an offside position? Look, if he was offside, he was offside. I can't control offsides and onsides. I just look at areas that we as a team can improve on when we can see goals and what players need to improve their game and what's gone wrong. And when we score goals, I will highlight what was good about the goal and what allowed us to create those opportunities. Okay. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's crack on. So 3-2. This is the most comical of the lot, and it further explains why I keep saying Dyer has to leave this club. A ball gets passed into the middle from the wide area. Now, look how this was the third goal for Barcelona. Look how close Eric Dyer is to the player. Okay, just look how close he is. The player, the Barcelona player, is now going to take an inside foot touch on his right foot. And look what Eric Dyer does. Ready? Eric Dyer is what? 1 or 2 meters away from the play. Look what Eric Dyer does. This donkey runs away. He actually runs away. You cannot write this. You cannot tell me this can be coached. This is what you expect an 8-year-old kid to do that comes to football for the first time, hasn't got a clue where he is, and just wants to be around other kids. I just want to be part of the team. This is what an 8-year-old kid does. How old is Dyer? 29? 30? He's touch tight. Dyer's in a really good position here. He runs away. Look at his head. He's looking away as well. His body is running away and his face is looking away. The Barcelona player circled on the ball. He can't believe his luck. He's got the freedom of the park to now turn and start an attack. We went from this to this in 2 seconds. I don't get it. I don't get why he's still at Tottenham. It beggars belief. And then I read people telling me that, oh, give Eric Dyer a chance. He's going to step up. And then the through ball comes in, and of course, Dyer's out of position, and Barcelona, they're in. That's all it took. This move right here from Dyer now allows the entire attack. And there we go. They're in. And Dyer's wrong side of goal as well. Okay, you're going to hate me now. Feel free to hate me. I'm just pointing out what I see when I analyze a game, when I look at it, when I break it down. Vicario, why aren't you coming off your line? There's only one place this ball's going to go, and that's in the far corner. Come off your line, shut down the angle, put pressure on the player, spread your body, but he stays there. He just stays there. Look, he just stays there. He stays there. First goal. Second goal. And now the third goal. You've got to come off your line, my man. You've got to come out. You've got to do it. He doesn't do it. He's reluctant to do it. It's a problem. You know, when you play this high line, when the opposition breaks through, when your defenders like Dyer give away these opportunities high up and the team penetrates into the final third, your goalie has got to come out. This is going to happen under a Postecoglou team. I'm not ripping Vicario, okay, because he made a couple of good blocks and saves in the game. But coming off his line, this is exactly what Hugo Lloris used to do. And it was a problem. And now this goalkeeper is doing the same. So this has got to be rectified quickly. Got to come out. You've got to engage the play. Okay, the final goal. And then I want to show you something very interesting that I spotted in the game. Something you're going to like. Right. Again, they come down the wing. You can see where the Barcelona player wants to put the ball. Again, back post, unmarked. Porro's left his man. Look at Jed Spence, people. Right? Look at Jed Spence. He's pointing his hand out and saying, somebody get him. Mark your man. Isn't this exactly what Eric Dyer does when we have a go at him? Well, Jed Spence is doing exactly the same thing. Jed Spence is about 10 meters off the play and he's pointing his hand, telling other people what to do. No, you should be there, Jed Spence. You should be there. Maybe this is why he's being transfer listed. Maybe this is why Conte didn't want him. Maybe this is why Ange doesn't want him. I don't know. But when you see this, it's not promising, is it? What's tragic about this goal here is that before the ball comes in, look at our defenders. They're all bunched up. 3 centre-backs, and they're all in this cute little triangle, almost wanting to hold hands. Mark a player. 1 man each. That's all you've got to do. 1 man each, and we can avoid this. Look at Vicario again. I'm not going to dig out Vicario in this one because I've done it enough, but this defensive unit is very disorganized. There's a lack of communication, and I think even with Mickey van der Ven coming in, we need a leader at the back. The goalie's too young. He's not going to lead it. Dyer, he can't lead it because he hasn't got the pace to keep up with the play. Can Romero lead it? I don't know. Can Mickey van der Ven, very young player, can he do it? We need someone at the back that's going to command players. You push out, I'll go here. Or to tell a wingback, Porro, behind you, man on. There needs to be some communication at the back. When I see things like this, it's clear to me there's no communication. There's no dialogue amongst the defensive players, and it allows us to become out of alignment. And then a good team will exploit the space like they've done here, back post, and then it's another goal. So we do need a commander at the back. I think we've needed it since we lost Toby and Jan. In fact, since we lost Toby and Jan, we haven't had any leadership or captaincy qualities at the back. And with us buying these young players, I don't know who's going to step up and do it. And we desperately need someone to lead that back line. So let's see what Ange comes up with. This is so nice. I know it looks disgusting, but it's very, very nice. Tell me what you can spot in this picture. Okay, I'm going to put a picture up. Tell me what you see, and I'm going to read your comments. This was one of the attacking plays. This happened a few times, by the way, just so you know. This happened a few times in the game, but I got a good screenshot on this occasion. Okay, tell me what you notice here about this attacking play. Basuma's got the ball at the bottom of the pitch. Just in front of Basuma in the bottom corner, you've got Perisic, Lo Celso, I think they're in the middle. Richie further up. Then I think you've got the inverted fullback there. No, so it's Reggie in the middle. Porro high up, inverted wingback coming in, and then Lo Celso just behind the play. Tell me what you see here. I'd like to know what you see. In the comments, just tell me if you see anything here with this attacking arrangement. If there's anything that catches your eye. Because for me, this is very sexy. This is very, very nice to see, I have to say. This made me get a little bit excited for what's coming next season. Can anyone see anything here? Can anyone spot anything with this attacking shape? Everyone's gone quiet in the comments. No one wants to answer in case they say something wrong. There's no wrong answer, by the way. What you see is what you see, okay? If you just say, I see 6 Spurs players, then yeah, that's what I see as well. Hey, triangles. I like it. I like it. I like it. Triangles. Yeah, yeah. Spot on, spot on, spot on, spot on. Perfect. Not just a few triangles, guys. 7. This is a wonderful shape to take up when attacking. You've got 5 red triangles and then 2 blue ones. This is such a dynamic way of playing 2-touch football. And this is textbook stuff. When you see a team attacking like this isn't just by chance. They're reading the game and trying to keep the shape. And this shape has been coached. 100% that has been coached. And it allows us to play the ball. In fact, Basuma plays the ball forward to Perisic. Perisic then plays it into the middle to Reggie. Perisic continues his run, and then Reggie plays the ball in between those 2 Barca defenders. Look at that. Lovely. Lovely. Really good Tottenham. Really, really good Tottenham. We want to see more of that. We want to see a lot more of that. And we've got to give hats off to Postecoglou, because he's definitely implemented that. Any which way you look at it, he's implemented that. So it's very, very good. 4 out of 5 options are open for a pass. Yeah, yeah. I mean, let's count them. How many options open for a pass? Basuma's got the ball. You've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, probably. Yeah, 4. Yeah, yeah, 4. Yeah. It's interesting because when Pep Guardiola plays football. By the way, quick subscribe, please. Please like the show. Appreciate all of that goodness. Pep Guardiola in the midfield area, when a player's on the ball, he always wants 3 options available to the midfielder. So when they create an overload in midfield, if there aren't 3 options for the midfielder, then his system has failed. And Man City have built an entire philosophy off of 3 options in midfield in a Pep Guardiola team. So when we're creating 3 or 4, look, if it's good enough for Pep, it's good enough for Tottenham people. Fact. And it's a big improvement on style of play from what we've been used to. So for me, when I see this, it excites me. I enjoy looking at that. Even as a screenshot, as a still, maybe I'm a bit of a nerd, a bit of a coaching nerd, but I get excited when I see that because it says to me, we're going in the right direction in terms of style of play, creativity, and creating chances. We just need to fix that defense because we're going to get caught out a lot with this high line that we play. And with a goalie that doesn't want to come off his line, it's just going to add even more pressure onto us as a team. Because good teams will pick us off. What do you think of our new goalie? I like him, but as I've said, he's got to come off his line. It's an issue for me. Arteta shut Pep down in the Community Shield. Well, I think when you spend £700 million and you buy some really good players, you should be able to do well. What I'd also like to say to you, Rams, is that Man City haven't beaten Tottenham at home in 5-6 years. Man City haven't scored at Tottenham in 5-6 years. So anything Arteta did in the Community Shield, we've been doing it for the last 5 years. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there for you because I know how excited you're getting that you won a charity tournament. Big up to Rams, by the way, channel regular. To just target Bukayo Sanchez and die disingenuous to what was actually happening. Well, actually, I also targeted Porro and Reggie. There's 5 players that I put blame on, not 3. So are you being a little bit disingenuous now? There's 5 players. I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Checkmate. Feel free to go back and have a look. Conceding 4 goals. Yeah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. The goalie needs to improve. The defense needs to improve. I think every Spurs fan in the world is very much in tune with what the problems are at Spurs. Look, if you listen to all the YouTubers and all the podcasters, we disagree about players and we disagree about certain things, but there's not one YouTuber or podcaster that's a Spurs fan that doesn't say the defense is a problem. The defense needs to be fixed. I think it's a unanimous agreement that the defense is the problem at Spurs. So until we spend money on quality players that can defend, then the coach can only do so much, right? And I think the same applies to Conte, Mourinho, AVB, Poch. There's only so much they can do. Look, Poch had some brilliant defenders. Toby, Jan, holding mid, Victor Wanyama, Kyle Walker. He's turned out to be one of the best right backs in the last 10 years. He was at Spurs. Fantastic defender. Danny Rose, no-nonsense defender. We had good defenders. Credit to Poch, though. He did develop Kyle Walker and Danny Rose to a high level. So we've got to give the coach some credit as well. But he had some talent. We had Hugo Lloris in his prime. Now our defenders they're not all good. Big up, DJ. Reggie needs to be sold. The problem is he's good going forward. He's a good crosser of the ball video. So what do? It's like Porro. By the way, Porro is just as bad defensively. If anything, Porro cost us just as many goals as Reggie yesterday. Porro cannot defend. He simply doesn't know where he is. His geographical awareness, especially with balls over the top, he's lost. He can't even see the player running in behind him. Modern goalkeeper analysis by John Harrison is saying that Vicario track back to the goal is GTO. Okay, what is GTO? I'm not familiar with these kind of acronyms. You're going to have to tell me what that means. To say where he was is increasing shot XG by far. It's also conceded 4 goals, though. The facts are we conceded 4 goals. So he can improve a stat, but the goals conceded stat isn't good either. So I disagree with this. I have to disagree with that. Tell me what GTO is, by the way. I'd like to know. Thoughts on Ange showing frustration on the touchline? Well, it's probably because he's realised he's inherited some bad defenders, right? After Dyer's performance, hopefully Ange will give up on him. Oh, please. We can only pray. Do you think after yesterday, Reggie will be sold? I think Reggie was just tired, ran out of steam. I don't think Reggie was awful. He can't defend. I'm not going to protect him there. He cannot defend. But I feel that Reggie needs minutes in his game. The last 10 minutes, he should have been pulled off. I don't understand why we kept him on the pitch. He should have been substituted much earlier. He looked knackered. The Sosa was good, but is easy to get the ball off of. Yeah. Do you know what's interesting? When we played Shakhtar, Dane Scarlett looked like he bulked up. So Dane Scarlett, I looked at him, I thought, wow, your physique you've bulked up. You've bulked up, man. You look like a Premier League player. Whatever we've done with Dane Scarlett on a physical attribute side of things, we need to do the same with Lo Celso. 100%. Lo Celso needs some toughening up. I totally agree. But then, you know what? If he's going to be more of an attacking player and less defensive, then maybe he can get away with it. But the Premier League is unforgiving. You need to have strength. Yamal cooked regularly on all the goals. Absolutely. He's a good player as well, by the way, that Yamal. I thought both of the Barcelona players looked fantastic. I also feel that Reggie's legs went. So, look, I'm not going to defend Reggie because at the start of the show, I said there's 5 players that I need to talk about that I just don't understand. Reggie, Richarlison, Porro, Dyer, and Vicario. And I called them all out for their defensive lacking in the match, and Richarlison for just not being a good enough striker. He did nothing in the game. I also praised Bissouma. I thought he was fantastic. I thought Lo Celso had a good game and Skip had a good game. So I praised 3, and I did call out, checkmate, I did call out Reggie. What you've done is you've joined the show towards the end and you've missed out everything I've said before. So you're assuming things that I haven't said. Go back and watch the show from the start, and you'll see I did address it. The Salsa was good, but it's easy to get off the ball. Yeah, already said that. Big up, JT. Hope you're well. Where was Harry? Either we're resting him or we're selling him. It's one of the two, right? We're going to find out this week. Alrighty. Lo Celso suits a technical tiki-taka style of play, like La Liga, is less physical. Well, yes. Lo Celso does suit a possession-based style of play. And this was my argument before, because Pochettino was that manager, but then we signed Lo Celso and we sacked Poch 2 months later. And then we bring in pragmatic defensive managers that don't suit certain players. And Lo Celso was one of those. So I do agree. Perisic's crossing was on point yesterday. Absolutely on point. He's giving Postecoglou a dilemma, because when you're delivering balls like that on a regular basis, how do you get rid of the player? The problem with Perisic, though, and this is where Postecoglou is going to come unstuck, is that in 6 months' time, Perisic is going to run out of steam. He won't be able to finish the business end of the season, and then we're left with a player that's now a liability. He doesn't have this, which you can't see right now because he's fresh. It's pre-season. But come January, February, March, Perisic is just going to fall to the wayside. And that's what's going to happen. Still, in Andrew's post-match interview, he stated that he kept players on knowing that they were tired, but he did it for fitness. Well, there you go. You see? Well, the manager is even admitting that Reggie is tired then. So that kind of aligns with what I saw. To me, Reggie looked like he just legs completely went. We've not had enough pre-season. Exactly. Who do we blame for that? Whose fault is that? Is it the club? Is it bad luck? Is it the manager not demanding that we arrange more games? I don't know. Our pre-season has been semi-shambolic. Let's be honest about it. In terms of, are you more concerned about not enough games or the quality of opposition? For me, it's the quality of opposition, because you can play less games but have high-intensive games, which is better. Like the Barcelona game yesterday was very intensive. A lot of big crunching tackles as well, which is good because that's very Premier League-esque. It prepares us better for the season. But we get nothing out of playing young boy sailors. Like, what is the point? As in, what is in the actual point of that game? Charity Shield match is an example of how it will look with the Premier League compensating for low effective time added. Yeah, I don't like this new timing issue. If they're going to start whacking 15 minutes more onto the end of games, it's just going to become ridiculous. And do you know what? Players are going to start picking up more injuries as well. What's up, Gary? Big up. Smash that like, comment, and subscribe, people. Perisic would be good 60-minute sub. That's not a bad shout, actually. Yeah, I can go with that. That makes sense. Do you fancy Maddison and Lo Celso in the same starting 11? Look, for me, I would like to play with 2 attacking mids and 1 holding, but the holding has to be exceptional. So if Basuma can play like he did yesterday throughout the season, then we can do it. If Basuma can't do that week in, week out, then no, I don't think Lo Celso and Maddison can play the starting 11 together. Because Højbjerg cannot play the way Basuma played yesterday. There's no way in hell Højbjerg is going to play the way Basuma played yesterday. It's just not possible. Bad organising in pre-season, yeah. That's what I think as well. Get Tapsoba now so we can play VDV Romero Tapsoba. The Doji. Thing is, Reguilon's good at crossing the ball up front. Reggie's the best crosser of the wing-backs that we've got. It's a real dilemma. Perisic is probably only good for 60 minutes and suited against. Yeah, we just mentioned that. Totally agree, Alpha. Cillian Kenny says, greetings, mate, from Ireland. Big up the Irish. What you saying, bro? Good to have you watching the show. In my opinion, I did not like the pressing from our front three yesterday. I felt they could have done better. Look, it was a very intensive game, and the demands on the players raised up quite a few notches playing Barcelona, and it exposes the previous preseason games that we had that just simply weren't enough to draw the best out of us. So we needed more intensive games like Barcelona just before the Barcelona game. So I think that was partly the issue. Also, I thought we pressed really well in the first half. You know, I thought we did press quite well in the first half. As the game went on, we just lost our legs. Bayern Munich offering 95 million for Kane. Do you know what? Let's get onto that because there's a few more bits I quickly want to cover. So if you haven't heard, it is becoming absolutely boring, but Bayern Munich want to submit another offer. 110 million euros, 95 million pounds. I think now we're at a stage where that is going to be the final bid. And either Spurs are going to say, okay, we've drawn this out. We've sucked some more money out of you. We will take 95 million pounds. Harry Kane, bye-bye. Or Spurs are going to say, we're not selling him. We're going to risk him going on a free. And we're just going to put an end to it. And Kane's going to stay for one more year and go on a free. I'm still convinced he's going to go. I don't see how we turn down such mega money. I've never known Levy to do this. So for me, I think Kane's off. But it is looking more likely that he's going to stay, if I'm honest with you. Gary says he's gone. Andrew is talking about the extra added time. Yeah, look, this added time was bonkers. But Rams says he's gone as well. But Rams is an Arsenal fan. He's a little bit biased. So he wants him gone. Rams, he wants him gone. But it has to come to an end this week because if Harry Kane is a man of his word, he said, if this isn't sorted by Brentford, then he's staying. Brentford game's on Sunday. So we've got, what, 4 or 5 days? Still, you had to protest v Man United. I'll be there. Let's link up. Sammy, we can meet up before the game or at the protest. Also, Arsenal have signed Raya. Now, I am disappointed by this because I wanted Raya at Spurs. I would have taken him or Sarr from Wolves. They're the two goalkeepers I would have taken, Raya or Sarr. But what I can't get my head around, okay, isn't the fact that we haven't got him because that's typical Spurs. It's the lies that are coming with it. The absolute lies. This Arsenal account says Brentford dismissed Tottenham's £40 million offer but accepted Arsenal's 30 million. When did Spurs offer £40 million? And then this one pipes up. Tottenham bid 40 million, but it got rejected. And then these two pipe up. Brentford reject Tottenham's £40 million. Tottenham offered £40 million. It got rejected. Why are Arsenal accounts pretending that Spurs offered £40 million? Brentford said no, but then Brentford said, oh, Arsenal, you're willing to pay £15 million less. Go on then. Where do these people get off with these lies? Absolute waffle merchants. The nonsense that they spread. Look, this is one of the biggest accounts. Now.Arsenal. Tottenham offered 35 million and it got rejected. Arsenal to pay. You absolute frauds. You frauds. Where do they get off on this? Evening Standard. It clearly says the £20 million offer from Spurs is laughable. Spurs offered 20 million. Another newspaper report clearly says there's been no formal agreement between the clubs, with Spurs thought to be unwilling to pay Brentford's asking price. We're not prepared to pay the 40 million. How do these Arsenal accounts make up this shit? So listen, I couldn't help it. I called them all out. I linked all of these accounts to a post, and I said, the lies at Arsenal are so desperate. # rent free. These Arsenal social media accounts should come with an idiot warning. Spurs offered 20 million, half of the £40 million asking price, not a penny more. Hence why we didn't sign Raya and why we bought Vicario for £18 million. You're in the mud. I absolutely had to say something to all of these accounts because I like banter. I like a bit of back and forth. But just lies, just fraudulence. Fuad, a Spurs fan, I don't know what he was thinking, right? He's diehard Spurs. He always has it out with Arsenal fans. But even he put, I truly hope Brentford get relegated this season. They rejected £40 million from us. What? Fuad? When did we even bid £40 million for them to reject it? They rejected £40 million from us to sell for cheaper to the opposition. And then he goes on to say, suck your mum, and has a go at them. Fuad, what are you doing? That never happened. You're a Spurs fan. You always go toe-to-toe with Arsenal fans. But on this occasion, I don't know what you're doing. So I replied to Fuad as well. I said, Fuad, sorry, but you're chatting waffle, brother. We never bid 40 million. We refused to pay 40 million. We thought that 40 million with 1 year left on the contract was too much. That's why we paid 18 million, and I sent Fuad the links. So I said to him, you've just made this up to feed the Arsenal AFTV crowd. Come on, my man. What's going on? So listen, this rare nonsense that Arsenal fans are hyping up, and chill. Arsenal, chill with the lies. Okay? Yes, you got Raya. I think it's a fantastic signing for Arsenal. I really do. I'm gutted that we never got him. But I'm also honest enough to say Spurs refused to pay the asking price. We didn't want to do it. That's why we never got him. We never, ever got the player because we didn't want to pay the price. I'm angry with Spurs for not paying the money. But to say that we got rejected for 40 million and that you got him for 25, you're deluded, people. These Arsenal fans, all of them in the mud, just chatting breeze. That's what I'm here for, the truth. Some fans have no shame. I just don't get it. I think it's because Raya only wanted Arsenal. They got it twisted. Oh, they got it twisted. Yeah, they got it twisted. Rams, how do you twist only wanting Arsenal and rejecting 40 million? They're two completely different. By the way, Rams, you never said it. I'm not calling out Rams. I'm calling out those accounts. But didn't Levy inquire about Raya? Yeah, we did. We Marcus, Levy did what he always does. He lowballed it. He not just lowballed it. Same with Trossard. You bought Trossard for like 22, 25 million. We bid 12 million. The exact same thing happened with Trossard. We lowball it. We miss out on the player. Another club comes in with a higher price. They get the player. This is Trossard all over again. It's the same thing again. That's what happened. But look, Marcus, you never said it. You never said that we got rejected for 40 million. It's these Arsenal accounts. I don't understand. And Fuad, I don't understand what he's on about either. Do you know what surprised me about Fuad? He's actually diehard Tottenham. He doesn't let the Arsenal fans get the better of him, but I don't know. Fuad got duped by those Arsenal accounts. Well, he should do his own research, right? Listen, I can't have it, man. When I see BS, I have to go in. I have to do something. It drives me nuts, especially when it's against us. As much as I hate Enoch and I hate Levy and I want Dyer gone, I want Sanchez gone, I want all these players out of the club. I'm sick of it all. I can't handle the BS. I can't handle the BS. Sorry, we got the most deluded. Well, fair play to you. Fair play to you, Rams, for saying that. I can't have a go, Rams. I can't. Arsenal fans are good at talking shit because it's funny. It is funny. How you doing? Big up, everyone. Big up. I'm an Arsenal fan. I actually want Kane to stay. It will be a massive loss for the Prem. Look, I hope he stays as well, Marcus, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't know. The thought of him at the end of the season potentially going to United or Chelsea for free is Sol Campbell all over again. And to go through that again is just... I'd rather we sell him if he's not going to sign a new contract. If he signs a new contract, then fair enough. Raya's short distribution under press is kind of shocking. Long is awesome, but there are passes for Tony and not Gabby Jesus. Sonnet will be interesting. I think Vicario's short range distribution isn't too good either, if I'm honest with you. But his long range distribution is he's very alert. As soon as he gets the ball, he's looking quick to release, which I like. It's not like Hugo and Fraser Forrester, who hold on to the ball a bit long and think 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and then they distribute. Vicario is actually quite quick. I have to admit, some fellow Gunners do go on stupid. Do you know what it is? It's your online accounts, those Twitter accounts. They're insane. They're absolutely off the charts. Going cheap on Vicario is going to cost the club money. He won't be the long-term number one. Too many deficiencies. Well, look, I think we have to wait and see. But this situation of not coming off his line for me is an issue. Let's see. Maybe he sorts it out. We're gonna have to wait and see. Still, who would you buy if we sell Kane? Orban with Tapsoba and Laporte. I would take Tapsoba. I would take Laporte. Gift Orban would be a really good signing for us. I think Dane Scarlett needs to be given a chance, if I'm honest with you as well. Otherwise, what's the point of the academy? I did a whole show yesterday. What's the point of the academy? You got 19-year-old Dane Scarlett, yet we've got to sign 19-year-old Veliz from Argentina. Why sign the Argentinian when you've got Dane Scarlett coming through the academy? You're just stifling the academy players' progression. So, yeah, I'll take Gift Orban. I think he's a good, yeah. I think that'd be a really good signing for us. If he goes to Arsenal, what then? If Harry Kane goes to Arsenal, we're finished. If Harry Kane goes to Arsenal, we're finished as a club. I mean, we're borderline finished anyway, but that would just take everyone over the edge. That would take everyone. The greatest player we've had in 20 years. Our top record goal scorer going to Arsenal. I mean, is there anything more Spursy? Can anything more Spursy than Kane going to Arsenal ever occur? In the next 100 years of Tottenham, can anything more Spursy happen than that? There's no way Kane would do that. There's no way. Surely not. I'm not totally convinced by a goalkeeper at the minute. But he has to have time to settle. Yeah. Kane to Arsenal. If Kane goes to Arsenal, 100% you win the league. I think, to be honest with you, I think Arsenal might win the league this year, if I'm really honest with you. The players you've bought, you've improved from last season. Have Man City improved from last season? I think they've slightly weakened. I'm just saying. I think Arsenal can win the league this year. And if you do, God help us. Jesus Christ, if you lot win the league, my God. It's going to be horrible. Vicario tried a long ball to the wing and it ended up going out for a throw. Ange didn't like that. I think in general, though, Vicario's distribution is good. I do think it is. Okay, the odd one will go astray and it won't reach the marker. But in terms of his overall distribution, I think it's good enough. For me, it's playing a high line and teams getting in behind you or exposing that high line and the goalie not coming out. I think that is an issue more than his distribution at the moment. That will cost us more. But at the same time, he also does need better protection in front of him. Let's be honest, if Kane goes, we're all in the shit. Yeah, we are. But I'm just bored of it. If it means Kane leaving to end this boring saga, then just leave, man. Look, if he doesn't sign a new contract, I think we have to sell him. I think it's as simple as that. Otherwise, we're just going to hemorrhage money. Vicario is young. He can be coached. Yes, he can. I do agree he can. Still, in a perfect world, who would you sell? Dyer, Sanchez, Rodon, Ben Davies. I probably would sell Reggie. Emerson Royale. I know a lot of fans will disagree with that one. I'd sell Richarlison in a heartbeat. If Tanguy Ndombele isn't going to play any games, then we need to sell him. As much as I want him to be given a chance, it doesn't look like he is, so I'd sell him. Jed Spence, might as well get rid of him. No point. I'd get rid of Hugo Lloris. I'd get rid of Fraser Forrester. I'd make Brandon Austin the backup goalie to Vicario, or I'd promote Brandon Austin to the first team ahead of Vicario. I probably would sell Højbjerg. Yeah. What's that, 10, 12 players? If Kane signs another contract, his intelligence should be questioned. He would need to take some kind of brain scan, right? He would need to take some kind of brain scan for sure. There'll be riots in North London if Kane goes to Arsenal. Absolutely. Absolutely. If Kane went to Arsenal, I would go live in the woods. Mate, we would be in the woods. Stella, who's that sexy woman on your right top of the shelf? What will the fans do? Blame him or who? I think the fans will turn against everything. Kane, Levy, Enoch, everything. Well, yeah, everything. I was going to say it's not really Levy and Enoch's fault because if Kane goes on a free, but then don't let him go on a free, sell him now. So yeah, everyone would get blamed. Don't even think it. Yeah, that's the best way. No one think about it. Probably see more of Ange getting frustrated with Vicario. That's at least, at worst, Vicario distributed direct to opponents in Serie A. Who would you like us to get now as a CDM still? I like Lolo, Bissouma, and Madison, whether it became Bentancur. Do you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Bissouma evolve into that role because what I saw yesterday from him was really, really impressive. And that was against a good team. If Bissouma can mold into that role, then I'm all for Bissouma doing it. Otherwise, if we're serious, we need to bring in a Casado level player. Moses Casado is top draw, but we're not going to spend 80, 90 million, are we? So I'd try and evolve Bissouma into that role. He looked really, really good yesterday, Bissouma. Man of the match. Spurs man of the match. We've got to give it time this season. Yeah, we do. Look, we do. I think everyone's beginning to accept that we do need to give it time. Thoughts on Paqueta to City? That's a crazy one. I did not see that coming. I don't think Paqueta's that great, but then Pep Guardiola's got this real knack of seeing a player and knowing exactly what he wants to do to them. Would you doubt Pep? Probably not. But that is a strange one for me because I don't think he's Man City level. But then I never thought that about Akanji. And Akanji ended up winning a treble. So I'd bring in a lot of youngsters. I'd bring in a lot of young players. I'd give them all the chance now whilst we're prepared to take a free hit this season. Unfinished business at Arsenal for Kane. Leave it out. You having a laugh, Ewan? He's winding me up. Kevin, it's crazy that the moment Kane becomes a free agent, Arsenal is the club most likely to win trophies. The timing. I know. Bissouma as captain? Why not? Why not? Rodon is so anonymous, I forget he's even a Spurs. Listen, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I've been going for almost an hour and a half. I just want to say a big thank you to all of you tuning in today. If I haven't read your comment, I apologize. I'll just do a couple more. Vicario just didn't look comfortable or confident with that defense. I agree. I think once he has two good defenders. Yeah, but when he played for, was it Empoli? Did he have a good defense there? It could just be that he's at a bigger club. He's a bit more nervous. Or it could just be that this is a harder level and it's maybe exposing a few of his weaknesses. I really don't know. It was funny how Ange looked at him like a disappointed dad. He's a bit of a dad figure, isn't he, Ange? Joe Rodon's gone to Leeds now on loan. Guess you probably knew that, mate. Yeah, I did see something yesterday. So good. He shouldn't be at Spurs. Patrick, thank you still. Great show. Thank you as well for watching. Oh, quick shout out. Please. After this show, go over to Tottenham on tour. Brian Daigle has done a little show over there called Anger. Little play on the word anger management. A match reaction where he also dissects Barcelona Spurs, the loss. So head over to Tottenham on tour. Check out the video that they premiered today at 9 a.m. UK time called Anger Management, the match reaction to Spurs Barcelona. Make sure you go and have a little look at that one. Also, please subscribe to Tottenham Away. We've got some shows coming tonight. I think Mari might be doing Mari's away tomorrow. We've got a show. The North London is ours show. Iggy's got his morning shows. I'll probably put out a few more morning shows this week as well. We've got the watch along coming up this weekend. Will Stewart did a funny show last night, apparently. I haven't seen it, but in the WhatsApp group, everyone was laughing about it. So go check out that one from last night. Otherwise, people, thanks for joining us this morning. You have yourselves a good day. Big up to all of you, whether you support Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, whoever you support. Big up football, big up Rams, big up Swifty, big up CR4CH, big up International Observer. Big up to all of you, Patrick, every single one. Gary, Carl, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. And Rena's the Flash. Why didn't we spend another 10 million for it? I don't know. I just don't get it. But we are what we are, right? Guys, girls, have a lovely day. See you tomorrow.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.